General Hospital spoilers and updates tease Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, might only say 5 words to Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, following her recovery. A significant romantic shift could be on the horizon, so let's explore what awaits Brennan and Carly. Fans of GH are aware that Carly once hesitated about getting involved with Brennan, but she eventually came to the conclusion that she was overanalyzing the situation. Taking a leap of faith, Carly chose to embrace her feelings and spend the night with Brennan, unaware that this decision would lead her into a perilous situation. After being poisoned due to Valentin Cassidy's James Patrick Stewart tampering with a bottle of champagne, Carly found herself in serious jeopardy because of her relationship with Brennan. The thought of losing her again would haunt Brennan, leading him to contemplate whether their romance is truly sustainable. Following Carly's recovery in the hospital, Brennan might come to the painful realization that parting ways could be the most loving choice for her well-being. Brennan might foresee a future filled with turmoil, leading him to distance himself from Carly for her own safety, although she may not agree. This brings us to the poignant phrase he could utter, "I'm too dangerous for you." However, it's important to note that Carly may not easily accept his decision to end their relationship. Known for her resilience, she might stand her ground and refuse to be intimidated by the frightening circumstances they faced. There's a chance that Carly will actively strive to preserve their bond and fight for their shared future, even if Brennan attempts to walk away. This situation might ultimately provide an opportunity for Brennan and Carly to strengthen their bond, which is certainly something to consider. But she doesn't know how dangerous he is. Carly must also prioritize her children's well-being and any potential threats to their safety. This entire experience could leave Carly feeling unsettled. She worries about the risks Brennan poses to her kids. But unbeknownst to her, Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, is already caught up in perilous situations due to Brennan. He has involved Joss in the dangerous chaos surrounding Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, and enlisted her with the WSB, where she lives a secret life. Future spoilers indicate that Carly will soon receive some troubling news, so keep an eye out for the unexpected challenges coming her way. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back here often for General Hospital spoilers, news, and updates. Carly Spencer has faced countless storms in Port Charles, betrayals, heartbreaks, secrets, and losses that could break even the strongest soul. But no one ever expected Jack Brennan, the once formidable WSB director, now wrapped in mystery and intrigue, to become such a pivotal force in Carly's life. And yet, in a moment that takes everyone by surprise, Brennan utters just 5 words that change everything between them. "You make me feel again." Yes, you read that right. In a world full of espionage, danger, and high-stakes manipulation, it's those simple yet loaded words that set the stage for a turning point neither Carly nor Brennan saw coming. But how did we get here? And what does it all mean for the future of these two unlikely allies turned confidants? When Brennan first stepped into Carly's orbit, the tension was undeniable. Not the romantic kind at first, but rather the clashing of two strong-willed personalities. Carly was skeptical of Brennan's motives from the start, and rightfully so. He was deeply entangled in shady dealings, had ties to enemies Carly didn't trust, and brought with him a trail of secrets Carly wasn't about to ignore. But as circumstances forced them into closer proximity, whether it was Brennan seeking information through Carly's connections or Carly leveraging Brennan's WSB ties to protect her family, something shifted. Beneath the cool gazes and guarded conversations, a strange understanding began to form. A respect. A spark. Still, it was never quite clear what either of them wanted, until now. The moment itself was quiet. Not some grand, cinematic declaration under the moonlight or during a crisis. No, Brennan chose a moment of vulnerability, when Carly let her walls down, if only for a second, to talk about her late son Morgan and the grief she still carries like a second skin. Brennan listened, truly listened, not as a strategist, but as a man. He didn't interrupt, didn't try to fix her pain, and when she finally looked at him, eyes heavy with a past she never truly lets anyone see, Brennan simply said, "You make me feel again." It wasn't a line. It wasn't manipulation. It was real. And Carly felt it, so much so that she couldn't even respond right away. The words hung in the air between them, echoing louder than any confession of love ever could. Because for a man like Brennan, who's buried in shadows and spent years detaching from emotions to survive, feeling anything is monumental. And for Carly, who's been burned by so many men in power, Brennan's honesty was as shocking as it was disarming. There's something poetic about Brennan's confession. He didn't say, "I love you," or "I want you," or "I need you." He said something even more vulnerable. "You make me feel again." It's an acknowledgement that Carly is touching something in him that has been dormant, perhaps even dead, for years. It's not just attraction. It's not just intrigue. It's revival. This isn't about Brennan pursuing Carly to get something from her. It's about her awakening something in him that he thought he lost forever: emotion, vulnerability, humanity. And for Carly, who's often viewed as tough, untouchable, or emotionally armored, Brennan's words pierce right through. They validate the fact that she still has the power to change someone. Not through manipulation, but by being authentically herself, of course. This moment doesn't exist in a vacuum. There will be ripple effects, and not everyone will be thrilled about this shift. Sami Corinthos, for one, will be watching this development with a wary eye. Even in the throes of his own chaos and romantic turbulence, the thought of Carly finding comfort, maybe even love, in Brennan won't sit well. There's a part of Sonny that will always feel possessive over Carly, even if their chapter has long since closed. Then there's Jason Morgan. The longtime friend and emotional anchor in Carly's life may be quietly questioning what Brennan's intentions are. Jason knows Carly's heart better than most, and he'll be watching closely to see if Brennan is worthy of that heart, or just another man destined to break it. And don't forget Drew Kane. Though his romantic ties with Carly have fizzled, his protective instincts are still strong. Seeing Carly gravitate toward a man like Brennan, someone with a morally gray past and political power, may raise some red flags. Still, what's most intriguing about this turning point is that it's not leading to some whirlwind romance right away. It's not a rushed storyline or a forced love triangle. It's a slow burn, a simmering emotional connection that promises more depth than drama, though there will certainly be drama too. Brennan's confession isn't a happily ever after, it's a door opening. And Carly, for all of her scars and battles, is at a crossroads. She could shut that door. She could dismiss Brennan's words as a fleeting moment. Or she could walk through it and explore what it means to be felt and to feel in return, without obligation, without guilt, and without the heavy chains of her past dictating her future. Rumors suggest we'll see Brennan and Carly continue to be pulled into each other's orbit, both emotionally and through external forces. Whether it's through joint efforts to expose WSB secrets, protect mutual allies, or unravel buried truths from Brennan's past, they're going to be connected whether they like it or not. But this time, the emotional stakes are higher. Will Brennan be able to shed his old skin and become someone Carly can truly trust? Will Carly take the risk of opening her heart to a man who operates in a world that has always left her burned? Most importantly, can two people who have been broken in completely different ways somehow build something whole together? Only time will tell. But one thing is for certain, those 5 words from Brennan weren't just a confession. They were a shift. A shift in tone, a shift in connection, and perhaps a shift in fate. And for fans who've long wondered who Carly's next great love story might be with, it may not be the man she expected, but it might just be the one she needs.